Alright there, I've ordered some new batteries for my light, so how exciting. Now this video was originally made as a guest video for On The Offensive, interesting channel. I don't agree with everything he says. Who agrees with everything anyone says? Weird thing to say. I'll put a link to his site in his channel in the description, but that's why there'll be an introduction at the beginning for another site. I'm just trying to fucking confuse the issue. Basically, fuck it. Oh no, look, I'm gonna stick with it. All right there. I know that I'm already working. I'm already working. What's the word? I'm already on the back foot here a little bit. I know what it's like when you click on your favourite YouTube content maker and it's some other cunt.
Hello, On The Offensive is on holiday and he asked me to stand in, so I'm going to tell you all about my model aeroplane collection.
Now, actually, having said that, I would hope a fair amount of you already recognise me, if not know me, because I've done a live stream with Hugh and he separated it up into 3 videos because I used to be a Marxist, which is not all bad because I no longer am, and yet I know the stuff, which is always handy when arguing with these young Marxists who clearly don't know the stuff, but they do like the flags, which is very handy. I'd like to thank my man On The Offensive as well, because YouTube have been stealing subscriptions from me. One night they took 1,200. Oh, it's lovely. I mean, I've only got a small channel, but I was getting up to 8,000. 500 gone. A couple of days later they come back. Lovely. Couple of days later 600 gone. What? A couple of days later they come back. And then 1,300, and that's the end of that. So thanks, YouTube. So if you do like this, do us a favour and subscribe. That would be lovely of you. There'll be a link in the description, no doubt, and I'll stick one on at the end. My channel's a little bit different. Well, they all are, obviously, but I don't just do sort of social commentary, and I don't engage just with politics. I do a lot of nostalgia videos and a lot of personal anecdotal stuff from my life. I was a stand-up comedian for 9 years as well, so yeah, if you're interested, go and have a look. What I'm going to share with you today, as you saw by my clickbaity title, I mean, all titles are clickbait, really. It's a lump and an unnecessary word. No one titles their video thinking, I wonder how I can get people not to click on this. But so yeah, rape culture, my contribution. I mean, rape culture, I would assume people who watch this channel know that that's an absolute load of bullshit, and it really boils my piss. The idea that American universities are almost certainly some of the safest places on the planet, geographically and historically, are now being presented as places that are more dangerous than the Democratic Republic of Rapey Congo. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's ridiculous. But I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how I contributed to rape culture. Now, there's going to have to be a little bit of backstory. I spent a lot of my adult life as a heroin addict, and that wasn't fun. Wasn't all bad, though. That would be a lie. And having been to, I lost count, about 20 detox and rehab centres, and those places are hideous. It got to the point where I had to try something new, and I've had an ongoing affair with a Thai prostitute. I mean, when I met her just over a decade ago, she was a streetwalker, and I met her in the street. Well, there you go. I was waiting for a Champions League football match, and because of the time difference, it was about 2 a.m. out in Patong, and I was just walking down the road, and this sort of slinky angel sort of came up to me. She went, "You're looking for something?" And I was like, well, seeing as the foot is going to be an hour or so, yeah, why not? I went, "Have you got a mate?" You know, when in Rome. So she said, "Yeah, no problem." You know, just like that. She went, "Yeah, no problem." She said, "Bo Penyangdo," which is Lao for no problem. Funny actually, over the next 5 years, as I got to know her and all her friends, I got them to teach me Thai. I was learning, like, I got them to teach me 10 words a day, and I had a vocab book and everything, and I'd try and use it around them. I've been out there 2 or 3 times a year for the last 10 years. And after about 5 years, I noticed when I was in restaurants and things, I would attempt to use my Thai, and they would always just ignore me and go, "Speak English, it's no problem." And I said to her once, I said, "Why does no one understand my Thai?" And she said, "It's because it's Lao." All the working girls, well, I say all, hashtag not all the working girls, the majority of the working girls in Thailand come from the very north, a place called Isan, where you've got places like Nong Khai and Khon Kaen and places in the north, and they are bordered with Lao. So although they can speak Thai, their first language is Lao. So when I was getting them to teach me, I mean, I didn't specify. I didn't say teach me Thai. I said I want to speak your language. So they taught me Lao, which being someone who's been to Lao and never wants to go again, it's useless apart from talking to the working girls of Thailand. So not that useless after all, especially if you have a penchant for those things. Anyway, so she hit me with the old ball peen yang door, and we went up, and while we were having sex with a pair of them, I was having sex with one, then moving on to the other, then going back. Just as I was about to finish, just as I was about to complete the mission, I made it clear, as you do, as you don't intend to, but something comes over you. No, something comes over them. Something goes over them. But I was like, oh, hi, hey, ho. I was on the other girl, and the girl I met in the street, we'll call her Yaya. She kicked me off of the girl I was about to finish. I want to say in, but with feels a bit better. The girl I was about to finish with, she kicked me off her, the old fucking foot in the ribs, and I've gone flying, and then she's just laid on her back, opened her legs and gone, and I fell in love with her at that moment. And I did. That's not a joke. I mean, it is funny, but I just thought, what a woman, what a woman. And that affair has gone on for 10 years, so every time I go out there, I fall in love with her again. And it's a bit of a strange one, because as a relationship, it's perpetual honeymoon period. I've never been to the supermarket with her. When you get together with a girl and it's all parties and fun and sexy and exciting and new and fresh, and then slowly it becomes real life and you're in the supermarket arguing over what fucking baked beans you're going to buy. That's never happened with her. It's because I'm never out there long enough. The longest I've been out there in one go is like 2.5 months, and it's just perfect. We're never together long enough to argue or fall out, and when we do, they're those sexy, exciting arguments where we're playing games really. Anyway, I went out there a few years ago because I had got a few years clean, and I went out there and I turned up and I looked like shit, and she sort of guessed. And she, by this time, like I say, by then about 6 years had passed. She wasn't a streetwalker now. No. She's got 2 of her own brothels, looks after about 50 girls, drives around town in a Beamer, soft top with her Prada glasses, is known as the Queen of Patong. Everyone fears her. She's, she pays off all the local mafia. And by mafia, I mean police. The organised crime in Thailand is mainly the police. They don't have the police and the criminals. It's one and the same thing, which is a problem and a solution in many ways. And she's absolutely done amazingly well for herself. And in Thai culture, the eldest girl tends to look after the elders financially. And she's bought them all sorts of houses up in Isan and little farms and cars, and she's done an amazing job. You might have questions and issues with prostitution, but up in Isan, they're either farming or working in factories. And when I say farming, I'm talking about a donkey, a plough, and you'll have like 9-year-old kids doing that as well as 70-year-old people. Because if they don't do it, they don't eat. And they'll be getting about 500 baht a day for that, compared with about between sort of 5 and 8,000 baht a day sex working down in the south. So, to me, it's wage labour. You know, it's a specific example of a general problem, and that's it. You go to a restaurant, you pay someone to make your food. You're hiring their time and their body. Anyway, that's another argument. Let's continue. So I've turned up, and she said, "Look, you can stay at the brothel and just get clean." And I've done it cold turkey. I just rattled it out. Now it's hilarious. I say hilarious. Oh, I'm laughing now, but at the time you're in this. If any of you have been out to Thailand, you'll know how it works. You're in this little room with it's just room for a mattress and curtains, and they barely reach the floor. On either side of you, there's people having sex and things. Now, to be honest with you, the fucking I could take, you know, not having slept for 2 weeks or eaten and barely managing to get enough water in to stay alive, listening to people grunting and groaning, it might sound bad, but it's not as bad as listening to people talking. You know, when you've got someone in there and he's sort of going to the woman, "Oh, do you like my body? I've been working in the gym. But just tell me, do you like it?" And the girl's just going, "Yeah, you have a nice body. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?" And he's going, do you want to feel my biceps? And you're just thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, man. All this sort of thing. I remember once it was going on my left, and I could, and the bloke was going, "Tell me you want to kill me. Tell me you want to kill me." And this Thai girl, she's going, "I want to kill you. I want to kill you." And I was thinking, well, each to their own. I wanted to kill him. By that point, I certainly wanted to kill him. You know what, you get in there, you know, because I spent so much time in that brothel. I mean, for the first 5 weeks of my detox, I needed help to walk. It was that fucking desperate. And so I spent so much time just sitting in that room, and you find out what goes on. And of course, with a bit of Lao on the go, you hear what all the girls are talking about. And obviously Yaya would fill me in on the stories. And that one of the mad thing is about, I don't know, she said about 3 or 4 times a week you'll have a couple come in. A couple married or just a couple, frequently married though. And they'll go in, they'll ask for a full body oil massage, and they're next to each other, just separated by a curtain. And the man will say to the working girl, while his wife is like 1.5 foot away. You've got to have balls of steel, man. I mean, literally. And what will happen is the working girl will speak in loud to the other girl and say he wants special. And so then the girl will massage the wife's head and ears, you know, for a few minutes just to muffle the sounds of her husband being wanked off 2 foot away. I mean, it's just such a frequent, you know, it's fucking insane. I mean, I couldn't do that. You know, I'd have to... I just couldn't do that. I'd have to put some Valium in her vodka and wait till she's gone to sleep and go and see a prostitute on my own. Anyway, 4 years later, I'd relapsed again, and I just thought, oh man, this is no good. So I thought, you know what, the Thai brothel detox was better than all of those rehab centres. I've got big problems with rehab centres. Well, I've got bigger problems with drugs, but... you know, you're treated very badly. They're like care homes. They're like prisons. They're not pleasant places. As far as I'm concerned, they make a very difficult job a lot worse. Whereas the Thai brothel detox makes a very difficult job almost heaven. But there's this, there's this running gag that, you know, I can't really get busy when I'm withdrawing. You know, it's not really something I can make the effort to do. I mean, the first couple of weeks, it's almost too sensitive. You know, if you move the duvet too quickly, but after that, there's like a 3 or 4 week period where it's just, nah, man, it's just impotent. It's just a lump of useless gristle. And I remember the first time I'd done it, they'd all play these games where I'd have like 4 or 5 girls around me, and they're all just sort of putting their tits in my face and sort of shaking their ass. I'm sitting there going, look, I would love to, you know, feeling totally emasculated, while Yaya's just looking at me laughing. And then this beautiful girl, she came in about 21 years old, and she had these crazy fake boobs and an ass to die for. And she come over and she just pulled her skirt up and she just started sort of doing like a a slow motion twerk very close to my what was previously useless gristle, but suddenly boop boop boop. Now I'm a bit embarrassed. Yaya's just over there, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I have by doing this I've indicated a choice. Actually, it is working because Yaya had been trying every day, and suddenly this girl had got it working, and all the girls, they didn't hold it down. They were like, yay, woo! And I was thinking, oh balls. Fair play to Yaya. She just said to the girl, take him upstairs, make him happy. She took me upstairs and she made me happy. Anyway, this time I'm out there and I am, as you get older, it gets harder, and I'm just shuffling about like the living dead, or like the dead living, more like. No difference there. I'm just trying to put an emphasis on how hideous it was. And I've turned up there, I'd just been sitting out. I didn't have the strength to go and get food. They were feeding me sun-dried chicken hearts and this fish, the Lao translates as swamp fish, and it's almost black flesh, and it tastes like you'd imagine. But it's like that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where they give them all the sheep's brains and all that, and it's disrespectful to turn this kind of food down. They haven't got a lot themselves, and they were bringing it to me, and I couldn't go and get food. I couldn't walk to get anything, so you just sort of suffer it. And if I didn't eat it, I'd be eating nothing. And one day they come over, this girl, Mook, lovely, beautiful girl, Mook. She came over what looked like a bowl of super noodles. And I was thinking, oh, touch. So she's got them over. And then as she's put it in my hand, I've noticed that there's no heat coming out of the styrofoam bowl. It's cold noodle soup. So already I'm thinking, oh, no, this is going to be a challenge. And I've got the chopsticks in there. I put it in my mouth, and I can only describe it as like a cough syrup flavoured cold noodle soup. I mean, it was really, really bleak, like sort of menthol and sort of, like it was like someone had made some super noodles, not put the flavouring in, and poured a load of Benylin cough syrup in there. And, anyway, so I've shuffled in there once, and Yaya's going to me. She goes, Alien likes you. And I look round and there's this very peculiar looking girl I hadn't seen there before. Alien, they call her. And that's because she's a peculiar looking girl. Lovely body though, like hourglass figure, incredibly large breasts. And she said, Alien likes you. And I went, come on, Yaya. I just, sweating and shivering and pale. I'd been out in Thailand at this time for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I was paler than when I arrived. And there hadn't been a day where it hadn't been sunny for like 9 hours solid, but I just hadn't been out and about. And so I said, come on, stop taking the piss. She went, yeah, but she likes you. Do you want me to get her to look after you? And I was just going, fuck off, knowing that she's winding me up. So I'm shuffling hands on the walls, nearly falling over, go out into the back bit, almost break my neck flopping down onto this little mattress. And I'm just there out of breath because I had to walk unassisted for like 10 metres. I'm just laying there, and I'm just full of self-pity and self-loathing, and I'm thinking, how long is this going to go on for? And it went on for another 5 weeks, and that was just that. Then there's it's a long thing, detoxing. You'll read on the internet that all the acute period is 4 days, yeah, but then there's don't believe that. I've lost my light, but it's all right because this part of the story goes dark. So it was almost as if the Lord Atheist God has attempted to help the atmosphere of the story. And now I'm whispering too because I realised how late it is. And I don't want my neighbours coming down. They're cool neighbours. The other day, come down, knocked on the door, asked me to turn my music up, which was rather nice. But it's actually 4 a.m. in the UK now. So yeah, so this is working well. 1 second, I'm growling. Excuse me. So I'm laying down in there, and and I'd had a lot of time to reflect. I didn't need to reflect anymore, really. And then I see a shuffling in the curtain, and in walks Alien. And I'm like, hello, all right there. What is it? I went, Sabaidi Bop. That's Lao. Instead of Sabaidi Cap, it's Sabaidi Bop. And I'm sort of going, Sabaidi Bop. And she went, Sabaidi. And I thought, oh no, you're fucking joking. I went, listen, darling. And then top off, and she's just got this bra, push-up bra, but these enormous boobs. And she took her little skirt off, and she's got these tiny little knickers on. And she's doing all this erotic dancing. And I wasn't horny. And it was weird. You know, when you're not horny, sexuality is kind of weird. You know, I had a girlfriend once, only for a couple of weeks, didn't last long. I was using a lot of speed at the time, and I was banging to porn. I was really watching a lot of porn. And I said to her, do you mind, you know, I say a lot, I was like a mad porn addict, but, you know, before I go to bed, I'd get in a sort of a nice sort of 20 minutes. And she said to me once, she said, would you like to have sex while we both watch porn? And I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty hot. And it was quite hot. And she said to me once, she said, look, after about a week, she went, excuse me. She went, I'm going to crack a deal with you here. She went, you can watch as much porn as you want for wanking, for when we're having sex. She said, but the deal is, once you've come, I want you to watch the same amount of porn again. Try it. I mean, Jesus Christ, usually, while I'm still coming, I'm fucking clicking that mouse to get rid of that filth that 1 minute ago was the most amazing sexual thing in the world. But as that petty more is diving out of my penis, I'm going to get off the screen. And we tried it, and she had her stopwatch out, and we'd done 18 minutes of porn, and she made me watch 18 minutes more once I'd come, and yeah, that was the end of that. And that contributed to the end of the relationship, which is weird, really, because she was quite clever. She was certainly clever. She knew how to fuck me up. Anyway, so old alien's doing this dancing. Now, this is what's key. I will never, in life, you're not going to be in the position I was in. I was exhausted. I was very, very, very tired. I had no strength. But my junk would work if aroused. And watching her dance and watching her boobs. And even though she had her alien thing on the go, you know, not ugly, just strange. And when you're aroused, sometimes there's that strange beauty about those very particular, peculiar faces. You know, come on, when you're horny, it doesn't really matter, does it? And of course it's gone. And I thought, oh God. But I just thought, I'm so knackered. I can't. What am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to do anything. She's going to think I'm useless. I'm not going to be able to sort of, you know, none of my moves are coming in here. None of my styles. None of my 20 years of practicing. You know, I'm just going to be a sweaty. I might vomit. I'm going to, you know, there'll be so much sweat dripping off me. It'll probably drown her. I won't be able to get on top for any length of time. I thought, this is fucking crazy what's happening here. And then she raped me. And it was amazing. It really was. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? It was non-consensual. It was forced upon me. And this is what I'm saying. I did not have the strength to get her off me. I didn't have the strength to stop her. And that's what I mean about it being a weird situation. One of those situations where that's rarely going to occur in life. I mean, maybe if you're in hospital with some hideous disease. But I couldn't, I tried. She sort of crawled over on top of me. And I was going, no, darling, darling, darling. And she put her forearms on my shoulders, pinned me down. And I remember just going, no, come on, this. And not, when I say non-consensual, it wasn't I didn't want to have sex. It was just I knew I couldn't. The penis was working. Oh yeah, I could feel it bang, 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 bumping into her belly button. But I just thought I'm not going to... And she just held me there. And she just slotted it in. And I was going, no. And she just continued. And I was going, no. And it was marvellous, man. I mean, you know, I've never been into any of that submission and domination, and there's something weird about domination. You know, like you get those men who go to see prostitutes to be dominated. But when you're paying a woman to dominate you, you know, you really have to ask the question, who's dominating who? You know, that's bullshit. But this was 100% her fully raping me. And like I say, it was amazing. Now, I know rape's not for everyone. I'm not... The story that happened is forcing me to say quotes that in any other context would be ludicrous, but these are going to be quote mined. You know, there's a geezer called I Hypocrite, and the other day he had me on his video. He opened the video with me interviewing someone and going, "Have you ever come in your own mouth?" because the other day in the bath I came in my own mouth deliberately. Sorry. I did a slight tangent. What happened was I was in bed a few weeks ago and I had a wank and it managed to slap me in the neck, and I haven't projectile come achieved. I haven't done that for years. You know, when you're a kid, you're fucking taking bits of plaster off the ceiling with it. But as you get older, I mean, I'm no spring chicken. It's, you know, you're approaching squeezing toothpaste, and but it slapped me in the neck, and I remember afterwards thinking, that's a bit weird. You know, that ain't far off getting it in my mouth. Not that I wanted to, but I thought if my pillow was a bit further up, I'd have had a mouthful of my own cum. And of course, in the bath a couple of days later, I was, enjoying myself, lathering up, so to speak. And I thought, hang on, I might give this a go. And I did. I put my head down, and lo and behold, and the thing was, one bit of it went right to the back, and I was really laughing, but laughing while I was still coming with sperm in my own sperm in my mouth. What a situation. And a situation I'd planned and asked for, so that was even more confusing. Yeah. I mean, as a video to advertise my channel, this is a risky strategy, I think it's fair enough to say. But the truth be told, I mean, you're going to get plenty more of this on my channel. There's a free-parter called The Crack Diaries, about a story about when me and a girlfriend were selling crack down in Devon, and we had a lot of Scousers move in, and etc, etc. And when I went to Thailand to be a sex tourist for an Edinburgh comedy show, I was going to write a show about being a sex tourist. Ended up relapsing on methamphetamine. Unloaded a Glock in a room full of naked children in a meth brothel outside of Patong. You're also going to get stuff about truth and freedom. You're also going to get stuff about censorship and feminism and Black Lives Matter and social justice, etc, etc. But, you know, there you go. That was my contribution to rape culture. And the funny thing is, once I'd finished, she finished too. She seemed to enjoy the fact that she'd forced it out of me. I was just sort of laying there like, you know, just any energy I had left had been literally vaginally sucked out of me. And I was just, and she just got up, gave me a little humorous kick, and she went, 3 out of 10? She might as well have just spat on me. 3 out of 10. And then just walked out. And I was just, couple of minutes later, of course, the curtain opens and it's Yaya, and she's standing there and she's in tears. Oh, not unhappy. She's crying her laughing eyes out. This has been a total setup. She said to Alien, go on, go and fuck him. He won't be able to stop you. She thinks it's the funniest thing ever. She can see the state of me. She can see that I am just, what the fuck just happened? She's just the funny thing. Amazing woman, this girl. You know, now she's running the brothel. Some days, when I got better and I had a bit of energy about me and I was going out and having a gin and tonic on the beach and things like that, I'd be just getting in her way and she'd go and fuck some whores and come back when I'm finished work. I mean, alright then if I have to. Different culture, different people, different life. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and thank you very much to Hugh for letting me have a video on his channel. I say that as if he's done me a favour, but let's be honest, he's having a lovely holiday with his beautiful wife in Southeast Asia. And I'm keeping his channel alive by telling you about how I was raped. Anyway, I tell you what, I'll make it easy for you. Go and check out some of my videos, help us out. I'm sure YouTube are fucking censoring me or trying to put me off or something of all this digital axing of my subs. I'll leave a little thing there. If you click there, it's always tricky this. if you click there, you can subscribe. Take care of yourself and the people you care about. Nice one. Bye. There.